Alright, we're gonna do another review. This is an older figure of mine, not really that old. I got this around, March or so. At first I was hesitant to get this figure because I know it's not really a standalone figure, but I got it for a good price at Amazon. I didn't buy this at Sideshow or anything. It was really good. I think it's around 170. So I said, I got some gift cards and whatnot, so might as well get it. And we'll go to the review as usual. We'll start off with the box. All of the Man of Steel line, including Zod, which ironically I reviewed first. As I really like the artwork of the box. This one, is no exception. I'm trying to show you. There's like a little watermark. I'm pretty sure you've seen it on the side. It's just an S. It's his symbol. Basically, the same goes with Superman, with Man of Steel, and different with Zod. I like the style of the box of this one. Just usual pattern. It's not a shoe type box. It has a magnet on the side and like a plastic cover window. I really dig it. Like I said, you see the embossed thingy there, and there's really not much to see in here. We'll just talk about the figure as we go on, because I'm pretty sure at this point, I'm pretty late with a review, so you've probably seen a million of this, and you're still debating whether you're gonna get this or not. I would say if you do have the extra funds, why not? It shouldn't cost you more than $190 at this point. It's not that expensive anymore. It'll complete your Man of Steel collection if you are trying to, so why not? It does come with a manual. There's inside. I didn't even open it. I'm pretty sure it just says don't remove the outfit, and the standard movement of the head, so not to scratch up the paint. It comes with some hands. That all it comes with. Surprisingly. Oh, not really, because it doesn't really have a lot of accessories. So for this, I'll just show you fisted hands. If I put in a different hand, you probably wouldn't notice. It's just generic. Some open palm hands. I guess one of them is to hold a Kodak, and the other one is I believe this is the gun holding hand. Comes in two pairs, along with what I have on him now. Here you go. It looks like this is the gun holding hand. There you go. And so you can interchange it. As far as accessories concerned, he comes with this codex. If you remember from the film, he was holding this. This is all the data is stored in. It's it's some really cool paint apps on it. Nothing too special. It's made out of rubber. I'm gonna focus this a lot closer, so you can see here. It's like a half skull, so to speak, made out of rubber. Some golden. I know in the movie it kind of glows, so I guess that's why they went with a gold paint apps. Pretty cool. Nothing too special. There you go. It's made out of rubber, so even if you drop this, it's not gonna break or anything. He can hold it too with one of his hands. One of the few accessories that he does have. So, well, what I did was on my shelf, I made him hold the Krypton key from my Man of Steel. So it kind of varies it. The same goes with Zod. They're pretty much low on accessories on this figure, although they do make it up with details. You can see here, when I was shooting this, I was trying to capture as much details as I could, because like I said, I'm trying to just make up for the lack of accessories here. Obviously I do the audio later on, which I need to fix, because I noticed on some of the videos I got a lot of comments saying that the audio is not that great. I'm trying to get a more expensive not camera, a mic, perhaps the Blue Yeti, but for now I'll use that money to buy new figures. But yeah, and this is the gun. It's pretty cool. It looks really organic. It does have this Krypton letterings on them. There you go, some fine details on it. The only downside, it really feels cheap. I guess, you know, ever since I've been collecting hot toys, the quality has been degrading as far as I've noticed, and the prices are going up. But yeah, this one just looks. I mean, if you don't know this is a hot toy, or if you know you're not gonna, it just doesn't have the weight on it. It just doesn't feel expensive. Although there's pretty cool details, but they're not sharp details, so to speak. You know, there's some cool organic, like I said, you know, details on the gun. I'm not sure if it's the same. You know, it's really detailed, but it just doesn't feel the same for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just this gun. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. And you know, my original plan was for Zod to hold this. You know, I haven't seen Zod again. Yeah, I haven't revisited his hands, but I don't know if he has this gun hands that I can have him hold this gun. And once again, for the third time on my review, it has the pretty cool stand. It takes a lot of space though, but pretty cool. If you have a big space, you ideally you want this to stand on a single shelf on a DTOF, but I just can't afford to have that at this point. I got so many figures. You know the dynamic flight stand. You know how it works. It's the bendable. For the first time watching this, it comes with a clip. It has some rubber inside. You know, you got to put the thing in the clip. There you go. It opens. It closes. You ideally on this case you want to put it behind. I mean inside his body, inside the cape, because the cape is wired, so you don't want to squeeze the cape in. And you know, this one is monochromatic just like Zod. It has a little bit of texture on it though. Not texture, I mean like gradient. So you can see here it's brown, unlike Zod which is just pure black. This one has a little touch of, I don't know, brown and yellowish on it. There you go. That's where you're gonna put the dynamic stand. It's pretty cool. I mean, it doesn't fly though. One thing that, you know, if you've seen reviews and everything, especially I don't know if it's, I think it's Rhino that I saw the review. I mean, he could have been priced at 180, and which I do agree, because he didn't even, I don't know if he flied in the movie or not, but you know, I'm just illustrating here. This is the Man of Steel stand, and they're pretty much the same, you know, mold, same sculpt and everything, you know, same height. And if you've seen my Man of Steel video, I'll also compare the stand to the collector's edition tin box, which is surprisingly the same size as well. And this is him standing on it. One, I would say, disadvantage of this stand, you know, for the guys who's the first time watching this, is that I wish he came with a crotch grabber instead, because he's wearing this nice outfit anyway. I mean, you're not gonna see the thing on his crotch. You know, it's redundant at this point, and he didn't even fly. I guess it's nice because it does have this DX feel, because he has you know, a fancy stand, but it's unnecessary. You know, I'm showing you right now the costume, which is really terrific, I might add. I would say this is the strong point of this figure, is his, you know, his outfit. I wish they would have created his armor, but I'm seeing that as an SDCC down the line, you know, like a Jor-El armor, which I probably won't buy. I'm already debating whether I was gonna get this figure or not, or as of now, as obviously I did, whether I'm gonna keep this figure or not. I'm leaning towards I am. I love the movie, you know, I loved his character. And I think the overall details is great. The prices wasn't too bad, you know, with the hot toys nowadays. Once, if you can get something for 170, 180 in that range, it's a win. You know, obviously money is, you know, we treat money differently all the time, but I'm a collector, and that's just how I see things. It's still a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but if you're into collecting hot toys, you know that that's kind of on the lower end, so to speak, with a bank robber Joker coming out now for 270, which is pretty much a repaint, which I'm still debating whether I'm going to get it or not. You know, I still have a few months to think about it, but for now, you know, let's focus on Jor-El. You know, you see the details, pretty good, and you can see from the inside, it's the same texture as the Superman costume, and the S symbol, it's plastic. There's some, rubbery, I don't know, metallic armor that he has on his shoulder. But the cool thing is it doesn't really hinder his movements. I mean, it does to a degree, but not to a point where you can't move anything from him, because you can kind of adjust it. And this is him from the back. You can see his cape. It's wired, and which I do love, because you don't, in his case, I don't really want a free flowing cape. And down the line, I hope Hot Toys always gives us an option to have a free flowing cape and a wired cape. In different in different situation, that would come in handy, so we don't have to buy these custom capes. I know there's a lot of customizers who does that, and kudos to them. Good capes, but I don't want to spend another $70 if I already spent, in this case, $170 for a figure. You can see here. I mean, I like the texture of the cape. You can do so many poses in it. It has some pleats on it. You can see that. I don't know. For some reason, I just like wired capes more than the free flowing capes. I just think that they're more poseable. Obviously, they are, but I just like the possibilities that you could do. I'm gonna make this figure stand in my drawer for quite some time, and I want them to have this illusion of his cape flowing in the air and whatnot. Here you go. Here you can see this is overall a great figure. I wouldn't call it great. That's stating too far. I would say good figure. This is the range of his movement. Okay, the arms. This is the shoulder pads, which is, like I said earlier, it kind of restricts his movement. I guess it does, unless you pull it up, which, the same thing that I was doing for the legs. You can't really stretch it out that far. So as far as articulation, it's not really that great. As you can see, there's a zipper on the back of his costume. I guess you can remove it if needed be. You can bend his arms, move forward and back. I normally don't do articulation, but I guess this is, sort of on the limited side. So, be happy with the museum pose, so to speak. There you go. But there's really not much of dynamic poses you can do with this figure. Even if you could, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't lift up. Oh wow, okay. It doesn't. I've done this video for quite some time now. I haven't really had the time to do a voiceover, so I forgot which one I shot. Strong points. I would say the strongest one is the head sculpt. It's an amazing sculpt by Hot Toys. Actually, the entire line of Man of Steel. I would say I wouldn't call Zod an exception. It's in retrospect, it's still pretty good, but this one they just nailed it. The look, it is it's Jor-El, it's Russell Crowe all the way. If I there's some figures where if you take their head out, kind of like Iron Man Mark 7, you kind of like, oh, it looks like Boy George. This one doesn't look anyone but Russell Crowe. It's they got it dead on. I like the expression on the face. It's just calm. It's he looks at peace, which is what Jor-El stands for. So that's why I love this expression that they gave him. So you can see there's still like gray hairs on his beard. Awesome. From his eyes, his puppy eyes, hair, the slick back hair. It's just great. There's not more you can do with his head sculpt. I mean, even if they have another version, I don't see them improving as much, because this one is just, I would give this a 10 out of 10, to be quite honest with you. One of the better head sculpts. Even on the back, you can see the sculpt of the hair. Russell Crowe had a longer hair in this movie. He was on the little chubby side lately. Ever since after, well, I haven't followed most of his movies, but ever since Gladiator, I guess he put on some pounds, and as you can see, it's still pretty accurate. And those eyes, look at that. They're just staring at you. You just want to, hold him in your hand and caress him. I really don't, but, I'm just talking about the expression in his eyes. Has glassy look on his eyes. Not as glassy as Spider-Man, though. The Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, he looks high. This one is just a little glassy. Oh, I almost dropped it, but good recovery. And there you go. That's pretty much about it. So like I said, if you are having, if you have extra money, I would say this is always on sale on Sideshow Collectibles. Always has a code on it. It's $2.15. If you're a big fan of the film, I would say go ahead and get it. I don't see this being too expensive down the line. Maybe it will. Who knows? I don't buy collectibles to gain any profit from them. I keep them if they're worth keeping. And down the line, if you're a collector, I would say go ahead and get this one. This is a good movie, a good figure, especially the head sculpt. Limited range on articulation, but overall, I'm really happy with it. I think I'm gonna keep it. Honestly, I think I'm gonna keep this one. I'm gonna stick with my Dark Knight and Man of Steel collection. I'm gonna add Avengers to that, but so thank you so much. So you guys hit subscribe or like this video. All right, until next time.